You think I had it all right, how I lived was how I should. I never took the time to make my heart on the line. Ooh, 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 straight to follow that line. Never listen to the word. It's all in your soul. I never wanna let you down. I never wanna let you go. In time, always running around. If you wanna go, let's go.
See people go, this particular time is extra special. I know you might be gone, and the world may not know. So to see you celestial.
Okay, good morning everybody นะครับก็ใครที่เข้ามาแล้วนะครับให้เราเอาพิมพ์ชื่อนามสกุล ID student แต่ว่ารอบนี้ให้ลงไปใน LINE นะครับให้ลงไปใน LINE ไปเลยนะครับเดี๋ยวเราจะได้เช็ค attendance ใน LINE เลยแล้วกันนะครับ right good พิมพ์เข้ามาเลยนะฮะเข้ามาแล้วเข้ามาเลยไม่ยากนะครับเรียนง่ายๆเข้ามาแล้วไปพิมพ์เลยนะครับทั้งหมดตอนนี้มีกี่คนละก็หลายคนอยู่ประมาณ23-24คนละนะครับ alright สรุป semester นี้นะครับก็คือต้องเรียนออนไลน์ก็ congratulations กับทุกคนด้วยแล้วกันนะครับ มีใครอยากเรียนในคลาสบ้างยกมือขึ้นดีไหมหรือว่า prefer ออนไลน์ ไปพิมพ์ชื่อให้เสร็จเลยนะครับตอนนี้เข้ามาแล้วประมาณเกือบ30คนละมีคนอยากเรียนในคลาสใช่ไหมที่พิมพ์เข้ามา I'm not really sure but anyway it's the same นะครับเพราะว่ามันก็เหมือนเดิมสุดท้ายก็ต้องสอนออนไลน์อยู่ดี พิมพ์ชื่อนามสกุล ID student ลงไปในไลน์นะครับเป็น attendance ของ class number 6 for today EI 211 oral communicationเป็นไงบ้างครับเรียน oral มาสนุกไหมเนี่ยได้ความรู้หรือเปล่าครับ speaking เดี๋ยวอีก
โอเคดีค่ะรู้สึกไม่เครียด
จริงเปล่าทำไมเรียนกับ
แบบ
อา
ว่า
จารย์คนอื่นเขามันทัฟเหรอครับ
หนู
หรือว่า
ส่วนตัวหนูแบบว่าเคยเรียนคอร์สแบบว่า speaking มาแล้วมันรู้สึกกดดันนะคะอันนี้รู้สึกว่าไม่ค่อยกด
อ๋อ
ดั
ห
น
มายถึงว่าหนูเคยเรียน let's say ว่าเรียน speaking มาแล้วถูกไหมโอเค
ที่แบบ
นะค
ว่า
รับ
ไม่ได้ลงคอร์สเองแต่แบบว่าเคยมีคนมาสอนอะไรอย่างนี้ค่ะแล้วแบบมันต้องพูดแล้วมันรู้สึกกดดัน
จริง
แต่
เหร
อันนี้
อ
แบบว่าไม่ค่อยกดดันเท่าไหร่ค่ะ
อ๋อแสดงว่าspeaking มันจะมีคลาสเรียนมาก่อนแล้วถูกไหมครับโอเคนะครับก็ไม่มีอะไรมากคือหลักๆของ speaking คือ you need to speak and speak อันนี้คือ key นะครับของ speaking แต่ว่าด้วยความที่let's say ว่ามันมี guideline ในการที่ improve speaking เพราะว่าบางครั้งเนี่ยพอเรา speak แล้ว you ไม่ได้ concern ว่า what you speak is the right way that you have to speak or not อันนี้คือค่อนข้างที่จะสำคัญนะครับอีกอย่างหนึ่งคือคลังคำศัพท์ vocabulary เนี่ยสมมติว่าเราเป็น intermediate level of English เนี่ยเราก็จะใช้ limited vocabulary นิดหนึ่งก็พวกconversation ทั่วไปถูกไหมครับแต่ทีนี้ถ้าเกิดว่าต้องการ presentation หรือว่า quiz discussion หรือว่าทำงานในลักษณะ professional way นะครับ speaking เนี่ยมันจะมี rank ของมันในการที่จะ communicate นะครับเช่นสมมุติเราจบไปเราทำงานใน international organization บางครั้ง straight to the point มันก็อาจจะไม่ได้ก็ต้องมีภาษาที่มันเปลี่ยนไปนะครับประมาณนี้แล้วก็ grammar กับ structure ก็ค่อนข้างสำคัญแต่ทั้งนี้ทั้งนั้นเนี่ยคือเอมของอาจารย์นะครับก็คือว่าให้เราเนี่ย speak up มากที่สุดเท่าที่จะทำได้เพราะว่ามันเป็นcommunicative นะฮะหรือว่า communication นั่นเอง Okay shall we start I guess it's time for you to start studying together all right so for oral communication this is a class number 6 EI 211 so for those of you who just coming in soon right just write your name your surname and ID student into the line group in order to make sure that you attend the class for today. All right, so today the topic discussion or topic learning for today is all about family matters. So sometimes we need to understand the relationship of our family members as well. So let's say like family matters may be in a positive consequences or even negative consequences so it depends so sometimes when it comes to discuss about family it might be a little bit sensational for some topic but I would say that you don't have to be worried about that you just speak up just because we're gonna focus on our language ability it's not that just we're gonna tell something sensational, but we just expose or express our speaking to be better. That's all. Right. So for part one here, so is there anyone want to be volunteer?
Me, please.
All right. Good. 1, 2, 3, go.
Do you have a large family or a small family? I would consider my family to be small because we have only 5 members in my family, including me, my older brother, and my younger sister, my father, and my mother.
All right, good. Thank you so much. So here, this is a very simple question just because the question asks you, do you have a large or small family? So just choose one of one of the two. So right, okay. So my suggestion for speaking, sometimes you need to give a reason why when it comes to respond that question, right? So transition in speaking is very important just because once you need to give a reason why, you need to say something like because of, due to the fact that even more advanced level of English or in class marker, it is very important to make your speaking to be smooth and coherent and cohesion in that way. It's okay. Second one. Okay, this is maybe my tip or strategy for you before you do the, midterm exam because you have to do a role play, right? In order to make sure that your speaking is come along with the direction of this course, what you need to improve is that this one, speak and speak and reflect on your conversation. So sometimes you need to record yourself in order to make sure that you can speak up in the right direction, okay? And sometimes you need to listen and read as well in order to make sure that your chunk of vocabulary is enough or sufficient for a conversation, all right? And prepare cheat sheet. It means that if you are not really confident in your speaking, you need to write it down what you are going to speak. And let's say like recording your voice, try to speak with your friends, consult with your consult dictionary or even teacher, professor would be the fine way, right? And sometimes you need to learn phrases, okay? Phrases, it means that a combination of words in one single sentence. So it is very important for all of you to understand this. And the last thing for you is that you need to have a positive mindset when you speak up. It means that you need to, just having fun, right, with your speaking. So it's all about maybe tip and strategy for your speaking. Good. Next question. Can you tell me something about them? Okay, is there anyone to be volunteer here?
Me, please.
Good. 1, 2, 3, go.
Can you tell me something about them? Both of my parents now are senior citizens and retired. My elder brother, in his early 40s, is a married man and working as a software developer for an renowned software company in my country. My younger sister, in her mid 30s, is married and a housewife and lives with her husband and two kids. Finally, I'm a senior officer in a private organization in my country.
Good. Thank you so much. Okay, so for this question, can you tell me something about it? When it comes to talk about, can you tell me, can you explain something or can you give a reason why? Things like this is kind of like you need to rearrange your sentence in a logical way or even the let's say chronological pattern. I mean, firstly, secondly, next, second, later, things like that. So sometimes it is very important for all of you to make sure that you think before you say. For example, for this question would be my both. I'm sorry, both of my parents now are senior citizens and retire. It's okay, and my older brother in his early 40s, married man, right? And working as software developer for a renowned software company in my country. Try to explain the reason when you speak up for more, right? In order to make sure that if you are going to do the speaking test in the future, it would be great for you to improve your speaking to be better. Explanation is a key for discussion or even speaking uh, one-on-ones, okay? Interview questions, things like that. And anyway, what I'm highlight here, it would be like if you are going to describe a person, you can say verb to be plus, let's say, the noun that describe a person or even adjective, things like that. So this is just kind of like grammar knowledge that you need to understand before you speak out, okay? Good. Next question. Any volunteer here?
Me, please.
Okay, good. One, two, three, go.
How much time do you manage to spend with members of your family? Unfortunately, I don't really manage that much time to spend with the members of my family because I have to remain too much busy with my job. Besides, whatever time I have during the weekends, I have to spend it taking care of my many important house chores. In addition to help my elderly parents, but whenever I am free, I love to spend time with my family.
All
Thank
right,
you.
good. Okay, good. So for this question, right? Question number three, how much time do you manage to spend with members of your family? So these questions ask you to think about the times remain or any activity that you do or having fun with your family members. I would say that the answer might be both negative consequences or even positive consequences. But just remind that you need to come up with the situation that happened in your experience. It would be great just because um, in order to make sure that you flow with your speaking, if you talk about yourself or experience that, has been true in your lifetime, it would be great. So here, what I highlight here is that unfortunately, I don't really, right? So this one is kind of when you start with a sentence with adverbial clause. I would say that adverbial clause is kind of structure that you can use for your speaking, okay? And beside, moreover, or in addition to, all right? Okay, whatever time I have during weekends, okay, try to explain the time specification, the action that you are going to tell, or something like description that you are going to explain. Okay. And anyway, in terms of structure, this is kind of this one is I pick up from manual of IELTS speaking test. So it would be like a really high expectation when we talk about that. So next one. Question number 4. What sorts of things do you like to do together? Any volunteer here?
Me,
Okay, good. 1, 2, 3, go.
I like to watch movies with my family members, visit some Thai restaurant in order to enjoy some of favorite meals together, and travel to some beauty tourist spots. Besides, and I also like to watch our favorite sports together by going to a stadium from time to time.
All right, thank you so much. Question number 4, what sort of thing? It means that you need to differentiate between the activity that come up in your mind. For example, like if you have a free time to do with your family members, you are going to say something that you are relate with your family members in doing something properly. For example, reading book, cooking, watching TV, things like that. But anyway, sometimes some people may not have a time to do some interesting activity with their family members. So what you need to come up with your mind is that you can have, let's say, I would say that you can make your own story by picking up with another story. Okay, let's say if you have your friend talk about your friend, you just pick up the story of your friend and then try to explain in your own way, right? And anyway, in terms of structure here, I in order to or besides kind of transition here, I would say that it is very important for your speaking just because if you can use the structure like this would be great for your speaking to be better. Okay, good. Next one. Any volunteer here?
Me,
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
Do you get on well with your family? Why? Why not? Yes, I do get on well with my family members because we all are respectful of each other's privacy. Besides, we all try to listen to each other's concerns with an open mind, so that we are able to sort out our differences. Finally, since I have a rather small family, we don't really have that many problems with each other.
Okay, good. So the question asks you, do you get on well with your family members or with your family type? Why or why not? This is the question that specify your reasons why. Why do you get along with or why don't you get along with? Okay. So I would say that this sample answer would be, yes, I do get on well with my family members because blah, 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 right? Because we all are, I'm sorry. Okay, because we all are respectful of each others. Okay, so the reason is that respect, things like that. And once you want to add for more information, but it goes in the same way, you need to use beside, moreover, and in addition, things like that. So you need to practice about this just because it is very important for your speaking. And I'm going to say that sometime when you come up with your mind, so you need to make sure that you have concluding sentence in that question. For example, here, finally, since I have a rather family, a small family, we don't really have many problems with each other, right? Good. Next question would be this. Okay, any volunteer?
Me, please.
มาเลย one two three go
The size of the family in my country had shrunk in the last few decades also where families are more like a nuclear family, which only consists of the parent and the children as opposed to the large or extended family consisting of great grandparents, parents, uncle, aunt, and cousins. Today, most families in my country have just either one son and one daughter, or just a single child due to some awareness created by different NGOs and government organizations to curb the rapid population growth.
Okay, good. So for this question, right, how has the size of family changed in the last few decades, right? Okay, in your country. So the question asks you to compare between the two. So okay, the size is going to be increasing or is going to be decreasing. Okay, let's say like that. So the size of family in my country has shrunk. So the word here shrunk, it means decreased. Okay, so sometimes if you talk just only for small, decreased, or simple vocabulary, it might not be work for speaking discussions. Okay, so you need to understand for more variety of vocabulary, especially synonyms. Okay, right. In the few decades, so where families are more like a nuclear family, this word is very important as well. Just because this is the term for single family. Okay, single family, so you can say nuclear family, which only consists of parent and children, okay, as opposed to the large or extended family. So when it comes to compare between nuclear family or extended family, you need to understand that extended family means that you are living together, including father, mother, your sister, brother, grandfather, grandmom, or let's say lots of people, or more than just only your dad, your mom, and yourself. So, okay, right. And I would say when comparing between the time in the past time and the present time, you need to compare. You need to say something that happened in the past time first, and then try to involve with the today situation. For example, this today, most families in my country just have either one son or one daughter, or just have a single child, right? Due to some of a problem or awareness created by different NGO. So try to make sure that the reason is depend on the realistic situations. Okay, for example, like here, NGO or a government organization policy implementation or things like that. So you need to understand something like that. Okay. Next one, any volunteer here?
Me, please.
Okay, good. One, two, three, go.
Is it better to grow up in a small family or an extended family? Why? In my humble opinion, it is better to grow up in an extended family, primarily because it creates a better sense of belongingness and security among the family members, where they could always turn to each other for all kinds of social, emotional, and material supports. Besides, growing up in an extended family also teaches us to nurture our interpersonal intelligence and social or communication skills at an early age, while also teaching us the value of collaboration as an adult after entering the real professional world. Finally, it helps reduce the family's financial strain as everybody can chip into sharing different kinds of family costs and bills.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. Okay, so for this question, right, it is better to grow up in small family or extended family. So you can see that the question asks you to compare between the two. First one is from a small family, or the second one is extended family, right? So anyway, if you are talking about your own story, your own experience, you can choose just only for a small family or even extended family. This is very important for you to make sure that the idea that you come up with your speaking is straight to the point. Okay, let's say, here we go. In my humble opinion, it means that you can start with this kind of expression of for speaking. I would say, in my opinion, to my perspective, to what extent, in my opinion, is that blah, blah, blah. Okay. It is better to grow up in extended family primarily because it's create a better sense of belongingness and security. This is very important because I just highlight here for you to make sure that this kind of word is important for your speaking topics. Okay, belongingness and security is very important. Okay, for family matters. All right, that is the reason. Okay, and I would say that, okay, let's see here, among these family members where they could always turn to each other for all kinds of social, emotional, marital support. Okay, you can see here, social, emotional, material support. Sorry for that. Okay, so this one is adjective plus noun, right? Okay, so you need to understand the structure of parallelism. Okay, parallelism is mean that if you use adjective, you have to control the adjective all the time, things like that. So it is very important for your speaking in order to make sure that your structure is kind of interesting. Okay. And anyway, you can say additional, in addition, moreover, things like that. Try to make sure that you use this kind of word, just because in reality, it might be possible for you to talk and use this kind of word in the real situation. Yep. Okay, good. Next one. Any volunteer?
Me.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
How do you think that family will change in the future? The concept of a family in general has changed over the last few decades, and there are obvious reasons to believe that it will change in the future. One of these changes will manifest in their bonding as more and more people would move far away from their family due to professional reasons. Besides this, the number of multi-generation families living under the same roof will increase because it would help them to cope with the soaring cost of living by sharing different bills with each other. Finally, robots and surrogates or AI parents would get involved more in taking care of future children and teaching them independent of their real parents.
Okay, good. So for this question, how do you think the family will change in the future? So just explore your opinion. What do you think about changes in the future? Or to what extent, what do you think about family will be in the future? Okay, so here I would say that sometimes when it comes to talk about discussion topic, you need to research a bit in order to make sure that your opinion is straightforward for that topic question. Anyway, some people say that it is unnecessary to research something for more information, but I do believe that if you research or having more knowledge about that topic, it would be great for you to talk about this. Okay, so here we go. Right, the concept of family in general has changed over the last few decades. This is kind of a topic sentence that you can come up with the first introduction in that discussion topic. Just because you need to come up with a topic sentence first and then try to explain for more detail with your supporting detail. Okay, so here one of these changes will manifest in the bonding as more and more people would move far away in their families due to professional reason or working, right? Okay, they come up compulsory work or even, let's say, professional reason, it means that you need to work. for a living, things like that, or even make a further education. So you have a time to be far away with your family members, right? Beside a number of generational family is a kind of like now a combination between uh, family members is quite why I mean is like extension more, right? So when it comes to talk about this, you need to understand it properly. Okay, good. So for this, okay, what I highlight here, surrogate AI parents would get involved more. So imagine that in the future, there's something may change in a different way what we are living now, but you can say that okay, what we're having now is kind of like leading to the next future that can be happen for more technological advancement. So sometimes in terms of relationship might be penetrate with kind of things. Okay, next question, number 9. Any volunteer here?
Me, please.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
I don't think that husband and wives should have different roles within the family primarily because it's not the separation of roles which keeps a family intact and going. Rather, it is the open, effective communication, healthy negotiation, and meaningful compromise between them that does. Besides, the situations in family changes from time to time, and the best way to deal with such changes is to improvise as best as we can. But with the rigid separation of roles in place, such improvisation just might not always be possible in order to keep our families moving forward.
All right, good. Okay, so for these questions might be a little bit complicated just because the question explore your understanding about that. Okay, right? Should husband and wives have a different roles within the family? Why not? Okay, so here I don't think so, or I don't think that husband and wife should have a different roles within a family primarily because it is not the separation of roles, okay, which keep the family interact and going. So if you have a strong idea with like their equality, right? A man and woman should be the same, things like that. You have to add the reason why. So you can try to support your opinion with that question. But what I'm highlight here is kind of like you need to understand the structure here. Okay, let's say rather it is open, effective communication, healthy negotiation, and meaningful compromise. This kind of thing that you are going to explain for more. Okay, healthy negotiation, all right, meaningful compromise. This is very important for being in relationship between wife or husbands. Okay, all right, and besides the situation of family changes from time to time, and the best way to deal with the changes is to improvise as best as we can. This one is very important when it comes to talk about relationship in reality. You need to understand each other. You need to handle with lots of difficulties in the family situation or things like that. So some kind of thing would be very important trait in order to maintain such a relationship in your family, things like that. So, okay, so I think it would be great if we can say like this. Okay, but anyway, we can practice each other. Okay, the last question. I guess the last question for today. Any volunteer?